What happens when you lose the job that you've held for 25 years, are in danger of losing your home, you have to give away your pets because you just simply don't have enough money to feed them, and the job market is completely unforgiving to you? Well, you have no other choice to unalive candidates that are better than you when a new position is about to open. Let's talk about No Other Choice. This movie is that perfect mix of a dark comedy with real stakes in it. The first act really sets the tone as to what is at stake and what are the family dynamics of our main character. I feel a lot of movies kind of skip that step. When our main character gets laid off, he does not have enough money to feed his dogs. I don't think I would react well if I have to give away my dogs, even if it's temporarily. Especially if I would see my kids be in a depressive episode. Like, how do you come back from that? And moments like that are what immediately hooks you to the story. Even though what our protagonist is planning is not moral, you understand the struggle, especially when you essentially get laid off without warning at a company that you worked for 25 years. I just think about that, and it's just an absolutely scary thought how someone can just get discarded like that. But this movie was incredible. The way a lot of these shots are framed, it allowed for very interesting dissolved transitions. And if you don't know what dissolve is, when like two images go like this, and you kind of see the image that you were first seeing here, and then you see this image here later, like almost at the same time. It's kind of like my best way to describe a dissolve transition. And you know, those sometimes are considered cheap outs. Sometimes they're used to just say, oh, time has passed, but sometimes when you can't really figure out a good cut, or you don't have a shot that helps you move from place to place smoothly, sometimes dissolve is the best way to go. It works, everyone uses it, even great directors use them, you know. But this one used it in a very interesting way that I really haven't seen a lot of it. I feel like sometimes Stranger Things does that a little bit, but this movie had really cool transitions, and it actually kind of played into what the characters were feeling. I really thought it was going to get nominated for an Oscar for Best International Film, and I'm kind of bummed that it didn't. I don't know if it just didn't come out at the right time. Again, I haven't seen all the international films that are nominated for Oscars, so maybe the other 5 are just better, and this one's probably the 6th man, but I don't know, this movie really felt really funny. The stakes, you could feel them. It was a very simplified story that was able to feel big, because again, that first act is really strong at setting up what could be lost here if our main character does not get a job. And the messages of the story is like, how far do you want to take your pride? Because sometimes when you think there's only one way out of a situation, there's probably multiple ways out, but our pride can sometimes blind us to that. So I kind of love movies that kind of make you think in that way, but also not in a way where it's like, oh, it's all dread and sadness. Like, this movie is genuinely very funny. It's a good mix of dark comedy in there and comedy just overall. It's a really, really funny movie. The director is the guy who did Oldboy, which is, I haven't seen all his filmography, but Oldboy is like an extreme here, and No Other Choice is another type of extreme, which just goes to show how versatile this director is. So I highly recommend No Other Choice. It's one of my favorites from 2025. It just got released here, at least in Atlanta. I think it wasn't in a wide release yet, but it finally is. Go watch it. I don't think this movie's gonna stay in theaters for a long time, so definitely go get your tickets, because this movie is definitely worth watching in theaters. And if you don't have the chance, definitely keep an eye out when it comes to streaming. But I highly recommend that you watch it in a movie theater, because you have no other choice but to experience it that way.